Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Beijing for today's daily challenge. We will have double trouble. Destinations are more likely to be double destinations. And speaking of double, we will start with 2 bridges, and that's all we get.
Hear ye. Let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Leah Fireheart is here first. Good morning, Leah. Goog morning indeed to you. You know what? First of all, I did, as I said I would yesterday, I rearranged the background there. I moved some shelving. I moved the signage. I spent most of the day working on that. Does it look perfect? No, it doesn't. But do you know what I can do? Do you want to see something I can do? I can do this. Haha! I have lights now. I have lights. They go in a little line. They follow the shelf. I think that's cute. And then they go right over my head. Wait, they go right over my head, which, you know, kind of silly. But hey, I think it looks good. They're blue, or perhaps they're green. Damn it. Remote. Perhaps they're green. Perhaps they're yellow. Haha. Or perhaps they're pink. Oh, they can be many colors. They can be like 7 colors. Yeah. Let's take some traffic lights. Come on. Be cyan. There. This is what passes for excitement here. I'm a real streamer, y'all. I have fancy LED lights. Just like they do on the YouTubes. Or something. I don't know. Point is, we got all of that stuff, which is nice. At some point, I'll put in a change lights reward, I guess. That sounds right. I might do more of that. But I think it looks nice. Alright, you pink, come here. You pink, also go there. This road is gonna be a nightmare. This road here is gonna be an absolute nightmare. You know what? Here, let's make this less of a nightmare. What if we, trying to think of a way to get these 2 up over here that still allows these 2 to get here and these 2 to get, it's just gonna be fine. It's just gonna be fine. Here, give me a roundabout. Use Lumia, and we can control your lights with bits all by ourselves. Leah, I don't know for certain. I do not know for certain. I'm betting that you're giving me more credit than I deserve here. These are not like fancy Wi-Fi lights. I don't have an app or anything, all right? I didn't spring for the good ones, okay? I saw these on a shelf at Walmart a year and a half ago, and I got them. So the extent of control I have over these lights, especially given that I have most likely thrown out the manual that came with them, is I have this little remote control. It says RF wireless on it, which probably indicates that it uses RF and, you know, and can be used wirelessly and is not actually from a brand. These are cheap. These are cheap lights. But I do have a nice little remote control, and it does a thing. I'm gonna keep it right there, or perhaps right there. All right, let's take a motorway. Let us take a motorway. I would like to tell you a story today. I would like to tell you a story about a thing that happened in professional wrestling. This is a free. Leah has no control over her lights. Her lights are controlled by a dude in Philadelphia or some folk in California. That's true. You know, as streamers, we cede so much control in our lives. It's really, I'm not even going to do the pity me shtick. I'm saving all the fake pity me shtick for the subathon. Before I do the story, let's plug the subathon. Bang, subathon IV, subathon 4, th of July. It starts Saturday. It's going to be fun. All right. You and you, because you're here, go there. Thanks. Now, you need to have friends. So why don't you and you come this way, and then you go that way. So you come down into here, and now, out here, let's say, actually no, let's cut them here so that only pinks have to hit the light. You go right there, we traffic light right here, and now it's not even free. Leah Fireheart has redeemed 1,000 channel points to hear a true fact about professional wrestling. And I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened last night on Dynamite. So last night on Dynamite, it's going to end with something that happened last night on Dynamite. Let me tell you the whole story. There is a wrestler named Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston is a very tough, very intense, physical, brawling type dude from New York, right? He's been wrestling on the independent scene forever. He's been like a deathmatch guy, like a super hardcore brawling type wrestler, right? And he is incredibly intense, and he cuts some of the absolute best promos in all of pro wrestling. If you've ever heard, I think you can like Google it. Eddie Kingston once cut a promo on a chocolate chip cookie. I swear to God, this is true. He cut a promo on a chocolate chip cookie that is one of the best promos you've ever seen. Okay? Eddie Kingston he's a guy who was going to retire before he wound up with AEW. And it turned out to be one of the absolute best things in his entire career. He has become a huge star in AEW because the crowd fucking loves him because he's fucking excellent. Okay? Eddie Kingston has been in a feud with Chris Jericho and Chris Jericho's stable. And the way this all started was Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho had a match on pay-per-view. And Kingston won that match with a move called the Stretch Plum, right? And basically, you don't necessarily need to know this to get the whole story, but come here. You don't necessarily need to know this to get the whole story is something that I say when I tell stories all the goddamn time. But anyway, let's take Motorway, and are you going to expand westward? I would really appreciate it if you expanded westward. In the meantime, I'm going to pop a little Motorway and get you up to here. I want to go around this, but I'd rather Motorway than have them share the road. Okay, this pink can get its very own straight shot house. That'll be fine. Now, I never want you cutting through here. Can you promise me that you'll never cut through here? No, you absolutely can't, you bastard. Well, you know what? Hey, you know that thing I wanted these guys to do? They're gonna do it for me. So, that's nice. You come up there. Great. Now then. So Eddie Kingston beats Chris Jericho on pay-per-view with a move called the Stretch Plum. And he basically, you grab Jericho's neck and you twist it here and you grab his shoulder and you pull it here and you kind of yank, right? You yank it like this and it puts Jericho in an incredible amount of pain in an uncomfortable position, and he wins the match on pay-per-view with the Stretch Plum, okay? Now, Jericho had said that if Kingston beat him, Jericho would shake his hand and he would admit, Kingston, I didn't respect you before, but you know what? You beat me fair and square, chap, so I respect you. As it turns out, Chris Jericho is a dickbag. Because rather than shake Kingston's hand and admit that he had been defeated and that Kingston was the better man in this instance, Jericho instead recruited a whole bunch of flunkies and they beat the shit out of him. That old pro wrestling trope. So Jericho and his flunkies beat the holy living shit out of Kingston, and this continued for a while. Kingston had a few friends, but Jericho had more flunkies than Kingston had friends. So eventually, Kingston had to recruit several more friends. And Eddie Kingston wound up reuniting with his old tag team partner, Jon Moxley. And Jon Moxley is part of a group called the Blackpool Combat Club with Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson, right? And Wheeler Yuta is a very promising young wrestler, and Bryan Danielson is regarded as one of, if not the very, very best professional wrestler to ever live. Okay? So, this pink guy right here. This is mostly all relevant, I swear. This pink is going to go all the way up here. These purples are going to do something. Guarantee it's going to be something. Here, why don't you and you hop Motorway numero dos up into there. There we go. And you, sure, are going to... it's a wonderful question, actually. What are you going to do? I think you and you are going to go up here, and then up here, and then all the way down here, and I'm out of road. Well, I've used a lot of road. That does make sense. So Eddie Kingston has recruited the help of Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta, right? The Blackpool Combat Club. Well, this past Sunday, let me start again. They were going to have a match against Jericho's group of flunkies called a Blood and Guts match. And Blood and Guts it's named after a stupid thing Vince McMahon said, hence the name. But the point is, a Blood and Guts match is basically what you see on the tin. It is the most bloody, brutal match type AEW has. It's 2 rings enclosed in a steel cage, and they send guys in there, and they beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. Okay? It's a 6-on-6, brutal beatdown type match. And it was going to be Jericho and his flunkies versus Kingston and his friends, right? Well, what happened was Danielson, who has a history of injuries, got hurt. And Danielson had been scheduled to compete at the pay-per-view, which was this past Sunday. He was going to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. in what was advertised as like a technical wrestling dream match, except Danielson got hurt, so he couldn't do it. So, Danielson said, "Don't worry, guys, I've got a replacement. He's probably the only guy I trust to do this. He's gonna replace me in the match with Zack Sabre Jr., and he's gonna replace me in Blood and Guts," right? And it was like a mystery opponent. It was like, okay, who could he possibly get? And there was some speculation that he might get, like, Jonathan Gresham, who's a Ring of Honor guy, or, Johnny Gargano, who's a really popular independent wrestler who had recently left WWE. But the guy everybody wanted to see was Claudio Castagnoli. And Claudio Castagnoli is... Imagine, and like this is a nickname of his, but it really is a great introduction to him. Imagine a Swiss Superman, okay? Just big and tall and ripped and incredibly strong and funny and a fantastically skilled wrestler. One of the best guys in the business, right? So Claudio Castagnoli is the guy everybody wanted, but they weren't sure it was going to be him. Until Sunday, when it was revealed that it was in fact Claudio Castagnoli. So, the crowd went fucking apeshit. Claudio Castagnoli's in AEW. Claudio Castagnoli's in the Blackpool Combat Club. That means we're going to get to see Claudio Castagnoli in this Blood and Guts match. That's incredible. Small problem. One of the things we love about Eddie Kingston, and by we I mean I, and by I mean most professional wrestling fans. One of the things wrestling fans love about Eddie Kingston is that he is so very dedicated to his character. And Eddie Kingston has a mentality that anything that happened to him, no matter if it was in another company, no matter if it was a decade ago, anything that happened to Eddie Kingston happened to Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston remembers shit, right? So, a decade ago, no, more than a decade ago, in 2009, okay? In 2009, Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli had a blood feud in a company called Chikara, which for purposes of this story doesn't matter, right? All you need to know is that Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli had a blood feud. More than a decade ago. But Eddie Kingston remembers. Like, Eddie Kingston, the person, remembers working with Claudio Castagnoli, of course, but Eddie Kingston, the character, remembers this feud that he had with Claudio Castagnoli 13 years ago. And he remembers that he fucking hates Claudio Castagnoli, right? So, when he recruits Bryan Danielson, who he himself called a judgmental prick in the build-up to this when Danielson was on his own team. He recruits Danielson onto this team to fight Jericho and his flunkies. Danielson gets hurt. Danielson says, oh, I have this great mystery partner replacement type guy. And it turns out to be that fucker Claudio Castagnoli. Oh, Eddie Kingston is pissed. Oh, Eddie Kingston is so fucking pissed. How dare this sanctimonious, self-righteous vegan motherfucker Bryan Danielson say that he's gonna put that fucker Claudio Castagnoli on my goddamn team for my goddamn match in my goddamn blood feud? Eddie Kingston is pissed. But at the same time, he does have this blow-off match. Like, this is the match. This is the match where he finally gets revenge on Chris Jericho for Chris Jericho and his flunkies stabbing him in the back, for Chris Jericho and his flunkies beating the shit out of him, for Chris Jericho and his flunkies lying to him and making him look like a fool and throwing a literal ball of fire in his literal actual face. Eddie Kingston is finally going to get revenge on Chris Jericho and his flunkies, and goddammit, if it has to be with that motherfucker Claudio Castagnoli, well then I guess that's okay. And Eddie Kingston, he was very upset at first, and he didn't want to cut any promos with Claudio, and like, by the way, like, IRL, I'm sure these two are fine. Like, this is not a real life thing. This is a wrestling storyline. So Eddie didn't want to cut promos with Claudio. He didn't want to be in any video packages with him. They were supposed to do an interview, and Eddie took one look at him and said, no, I'm not effing doing this. I'm just not doing it. By the way, what do I need here? I think we're mostly good. This orange might be a little bit fucky. Yeah, this orange might be a little bit fucky. Let's get you up to there, and then move motorway number 1 down to here, and you can do that. That'll be okay. I've got a whole bunch of oranges that aren't really doing anything, but I think it'll be okay. So Eddie doesn't want anything to do with this motherfucker Claudio Castagnoli, but ultimately, he decides, I am going to be the bigger man here. I am going to let this motherfucker Claudio Castagnoli be on my team, and we're gonna get along, because we're fighting Chris Jericho and his group of flunkies. I fucking hate Chris Jericho more for what he did to me 2 weeks ago than what Claudio Castagnoli did to me 12 years ago. Okay? So Eddie decides that he can get along with Claudio for one night, and it can be okay for one night, and it's not the end of the world. So the way the match goes is, and this is like the way you win the match, it's 6 guys on 6 guys, and like they do staggered entry, and it takes a while for everybody to get into the match. But once everybody's in the match, the way you win, the only way you can win the match, is by making a man on the other team submit. Okay? So they've had this months-long blood feud that started with lies and betrayal and has involved changed allegiances and shattered friendships and guys with baseball bats and all of this. And it comes down to a match where you have to make a guy on the other team quit in order to win. And we're going to point this blue guy here, and we're going to put a roundabout here so that these blues right here can go into that roundabout and then down here into this plaza and keep this nonsense going for a little while longer. Okay, go. So they get into this, it's supposed to be a steel cage with a roof on it surrounding 2 rings, and they have this it's an hour-long match, right? It is an hour-long wrestling match that they give this blood feud. You need a motorway right here. But ultimately, even though it's supposed to be in the cage, they get outside of the cage. There are 4 guys fighting on top of the cage. And the 4 guys on top of the cage are Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, who's just a guy on Jericho's team, Eddie Kingston, and Claudio Castagnoli. Those are the 4 guys who are fighting on top of the cage, right? And after a while, they go back and forth. And one guy, Sammy Guevara, had been on top of the cage. He gets chucked off the top of the cage, and he gets thrown through a table that's on top of an obvious crash pad. Sammy Guevara has taken like 50 more dangerous bumps than that. He's fine. But Sammy Guevara gets yeeted off the top of the cage. So it's Jericho and Menard fighting with Kingston and Claudio on top of this cage, right? And Eddie Kingston, he beats the crap out of Jericho. He fights out of Jericho's finishing hold, and he puts Jericho back in that stretch plum. The same stretch plum that he used to beat Jericho on pay-per-view 3 months ago that started this whole thing. He's finally got it. He's finally going to make Jericho submit again and make Jericho admit and recognize that he was wrong to fuck with Eddie Kingston, that he was wrong to throw a fireball in his face, that he was wrong to have some of Kingston's friends betray him, that he was wrong to form this entire Jericho Appreciation Society, which is the name of Chris Jericho and his band of flunkies. He was wrong to do all of this. Eddie Kingston is finally going to make Jericho tap out and end this and be the winner, right? Unbeknownst to Eddie Kingston, behind him, Claudio Castagnoli has put Matt Menard in the sharpshooter. And a sharpshooter is a very painful submission hold. And Matt Menard, God bless his heart, is kind of a geek. And Matt Menard taps out. So just as Eddie Kingston locks in this stretch plum, and just as he's starting to really crank it in, and just as he's starting to really punish Jericho for all the shit, for all the pain, for all the fire, for all the blood, just as he's finally getting his revenge that he's wanted for so fucking long, the bell rings and the match is over. The bell rings and the match is over. And he's won. His team has won. He has achieved victory. But he hasn't. And he looks up. He hears his music. He hears music playing. It's not his music. It's Claudio Castagnoli's music. And he turns around and he sees Claudio Castagnoli release Matt Menard from a sharpshooter and pump his fist in the air and go like, "Yeah, we won! Yeah! Rah! Rah!" And Claudio offers Eddie a fist pump, and Eddie just looks at him and he goes, "You motherfucker. You motherfucker." And then he explains, I had him in the stretch plum. And I gotta give credit to Excalibur. Excalibur is one of the absolute best announcers in professional wrestling because, and I don't know if he knew this was gonna be the story. Sometimes the announcers know the story and sometimes they don't. But Excalibur was right there. He was explaining to everybody, Kingston had Jericho in the hold. He was gonna get revenge, but then Claudio walked in the sharpshooter. He actually exclaimed, "A Pyrrhic victory for Eddie Kingston." Because it was. Eddie won. He won. His team won the match. But he didn't get his revenge. Because of that fucker, Claudio Castagnoli. And this just happened last night, so Eddie didn't like jump him or anything. But you know, Eddie Kingston is gonna be so pissed at that fucker, Claudio Castagnoli. And that's just the best thing. It was such a brilliant finish. It was a great match, too. It was a fucking great match. This was not a great daily challenge. 1,140 is not a good score. I did poorly here. But you know what? Oh, wow. Bottom 50%. Gross. Gross. I did very poorly. On the other hand, it was a fucking great match on a fucking great episode of Dynamite. And I got to tell the fucking great story of it because it's so good. Like, it ends the Jericho feud. It ends the feud with Eddie and Jericho, but it moves on to the next thing. It was so well done. It's so perfect for the character. It's the kind of like actual legit irony that you never see in so good. By the way, irony. We're going to do, bad Wordle word. Okay. God, it was so good. That fucker. God, it was so good. wrestling is great, y'all, except for all of the many times wrestling is terrible, but yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And listen, this can't have been the plan all along because, as I mentioned, Bryan Danielson was supposed to be in the match. And maybe they were going to do the same thing with Danielson because, like, Eddie and Danielson had a match before, and Eddie was on record as not liking Danielson. But to have this fucker, Claudio Castagnoli, swoop in, like, he wasn't in the company 4 days ago. And now he swoops in and takes the glory in the final match of this months-long blood feud? Oh, Eddie's gonna be so pissed. It's gonna be so good. All right, it could be. There's your it could be for the day. It could be. Why am I blanking on 4-letter words? Good God. It could be beach. There. That's a 4-letter word. Thank you, Costa del Sol music. It's not, but hey, it ends in a CH. There we go. That's something. Let's see here. It could be. No. Could it be patch? No. Could it be hutch? Could be hutch. Could absolutely be hutch. It's hutch. Okay. That feels like a pretty good word to pull out of thin air like that. All right. We did terribly on the daily challenge, but did very well, I will say so myself, on the Wordle. Let's go back here and go for a no pausing run through Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, let's go to Rio. We'll go to Rio. We won't pause. Let's plug the subathon some more, I guess. You go up there, up into here. So, for those who don't know, or perhaps have not heard, this Saturday, I will be doing a subathon. It is the 4th subathon I have done here on the channel, which means that it is subathon 4:th of July, because it's 4th of July weekend and every subathon needs a stupid name. Did you know that every subathon needs a stupid name? That's one of the many bylaws we have here at the channel. I haven't written any of them down, but I think I remember all of them. And hey, if it's my channel and I have all the bylaws and I'm the only one who gets to write bylaws, any bylaws that I remember at that time are the bylaws. And every subathon needs a stupid name is in fact one of the bylaws. So we got that going for us. You go there. So we're going to play a bunch of games. What games? I don't know. We're going to play mini Motorways. We're going to play Trivial Pursuit or something with some friends, almost certainly. We're going to play, I don't know, maybe some Final Fantasy 14. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, probably. Power Wash Simulator, could definitely see that being a thing. Hades, we've been playing Hades, a lot of Hades going up on the YouTube channel. We'll probably play some of that. Let's take a roundabout. But what else we're going to play? I don't know. I would encourage y'all to peruse !games because I'm going to have my change game reward active. And every, half hour, 45 minutes or so, you can tell me to change games, and I'll play something else. I might play, I don't know, let me open my Steam here. But my Steam is by no means a full representation of all of the games that I have, but, oh, gross. This is unfortunate. I don't like this. There's not much we can do here. I have 65,000 channel points. Do I get to pick? Leah, you're going to get to pick like 13 times if you want. It's going to cost, I think it's going to cost 5,000 channel points. Early subathons, I did like a super cheap one, and maybe I'll discount it a little bit, but you might be able to pick like 65 times. But listen, y'all want to see me play American Truck Simulator? Okay, fine. You want to see me play Babel Royale? I played Babel Royale exactly one time. It gave me massive anxiety, and I haven't played it since. But I have it. You want to see me play Dorf Romantik? I have Dorf Romantik. I've never touched it. You want to see me play Fallout 4? I'll play Fallout 4. I like Fallout 4. Gets Circle Master mad at me? That sounds like a grand old time. Circle Master does not like Fallout 4. And listen, Fallout 4 is not a perfect game. Is Hello Kitty's Cube Frenzy free, or will you buy it for me? If one or both of those conditions are met, I will totally play Hello Kitty's Cube Frenzy. All right, you go up there. Previous subathons have been dedicated to making me play through Gree, or perhaps Grease. I forget every single time. I think it's Gree. Anyway, I've probably played, 60% of that game now, so I'm betting that Jeebus will ask me to play that again. If I had to lay money on it, I'd say that's likely. What else do we have here? You want to see me play Fire Pro Wrestling World? I've never, ever played Fire Pro Wrestling World, but damn it, I will. There's not a single blessed goddamn thing stopping me from playing Fire Pro Wrestling World, and therefore, I can, and perhaps I will. Would you like to see me play Goose Goose Duck, which I'm sure is a video game? I have it in my Steam library. You want to see me play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy? That's the game with the guy with the pickaxe, and you have to swing it. It's kind of like Quap. I believe it's by the guy who made Quap, in fact. I have that. You want to see me play Mass Effect Andromeda? This might be the only chance you get to see me play Mass Effect Andromeda on this channel. You want to see me play Out of the Park Baseball 2018? Almost certainly not, but hey, you can. You want to see me play Quiplash? Just a dedicated version of Quiplash, not in a Jackbox Party Pack or anything, just Quiplash? Yeah, sure, I'll play. You want to see me play Torchlight? I have a game called Torchlight. I don't know, what's Torchlight? You want to see me play Terraria? I have not played Terraria in perhaps literally 10 years. Probably not literally 10 years, but definitely literally, let's say 5 years. I have not touched Terraria in 5 years, but I have Terraria. You want to see me play Terraria? You get the point. You get the point. I have a lot of games is where we're going with this. So, that'll start this Saturday at 10 o'clock. It will continue until morale improves. No, that's how long the beatings will continue. The subathon will continue until we run out of time on the clock, and you can add time to the clock by gifting subs or subscribing yourself or following or donating bits or yada-da-da-da-da. Let's take a bridge. All of the ways that subathons extends. Do you have a PlayStation? Do I have a PlayStation? I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West on the channel, Leah. Yes, I do have a PlayStation. Is this too loud? Is this desk mic too loud? No, it's a pretty good volume. Okay. I have a PlayStation. I have all manner of PlayStation games. I have a Switch. I have, what do I have? I have 2 dice in my hand. We can play roll the dice until you get an 8. Ready? Let's play roll the dice until you get an 8. I should roll the D10. If I roll a D6 until I get an 8, we're gonna be here for a while. Let's see. That is a 2. That is 7. That is 6. That's 10. Hey, I got 10. That is a 9. These are some good rolls on this D10. That is a 6. This game's taking longer than I thought it would. That's a 7. That is another 10. God damn, is this thing loaded? That's another 10. What the fuck? Is this a cheating D10? Oh, that's a 2. Never mind. I should probably pay attention to the game. That's a 5. Let's see here. This is probably just wonderful audio, by the way. I'm sure this sounds fantastic. You, Mr. Blue Guy, why don't you go, no. Why don't you go that way? And our purple friends will go ferp up to here, and then boop in there. And now, ooh, you two. Uh-oh, what are we going to do about you? Actually, you know what? Let's draw Motorway. There we go. There we go. Everything's fine. Oranges are not dying. There we go. Dice rolling noise, very satisfying, can confirm. Great, because we're going to go back to let's roll a die until we get an 8. Let's see here. That is a 1. That's another 1. This, 8! I win! All right, now you at home, take your die and roll it until you get an 8. If you get it in fewer rolls than I did, then you beat me. Post your high scores in the comments or Discord. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. We've invented a new game. It's not a great game, but hey, it's a new game. It's why you come to the channel, right? All of the thrilling, exciting games that we invent. Let's take another bridge, because having bridges is important. They let you cross water. Bridges, motorways, only things that can't cross water. Kind of a core mechanic of the whole fucking video game. All right, let's see here. We've got these oranges here, cars and driveways, that's fine. you are mostly keeping this business alive all by yourself. You could use a friend, but then you won't have a friend because your support comes from these guys, which is, not great. So, you over here doing a great job, bud. Keep it up. Very appreciative. Leah, did you count or did you do it yourself? I'm going to assume that you did it yourself because I certainly didn't fucking count. All right. This blue circle right here has plenty of cars and driveways, so this is good. Oh, hello, Mr. Green Guy. You really want to be there, huh? Can I talk you into not doing that? No? You sure? All right, fine. Listen. Here. We'll do that. We're going to create a horrible, horrible roundabout mess. All right, so Leah got 13. That's the score to beat here. I'm going to take a tunnel because I didn't previously have any tunnels. You come up to there. You used a dice rolling app, I see. Oh, well, I suppose we can allow that. A dice rolling app is probably as legitimately random as a random hunk of plastic that I got for cheap being rolled on an uneven, slightly dented surface. It's probably about as random. So, we're not going to say, oh, you didn't use a true die. That's not true randomness. That's computer randomness. Computer randomness is based on a seed, and the algorithm can't possibly achieve true randomness. See, I know all of the arguments. I just think that they're level arguments is the problem. All right. Well, this is gross. We've got a whole bunch of orange guys here. These orange guys are going to hop over here and come up this way, get on the motorway, and then they're going to come down here, go over to there. That's going to be great, except these orange guys up here might want to do a better thing. Why don't you just straight shot this shit and give me another motorway? We can kill this road, and we can kill this connection, and we can kill this road. Aha! So now these two support that, these three support that, these three languish and die. There. You go up there, place that down gently. All right, I've got a bunch of blue guys and a bunch of purple guys. Blue guys not really doing much. I could... You know what I could do? Here's what I could do. You ready for this? This is a dumb thing I'm going to do. What if we take motorway number 2 and dedicate it to the pursuit of you being... Hey! Motorway number 2. Come this way. Thank you. There. You be right there. Now you and you support that. Ha-ha! You come down here. That'll be fine. And you go down there. That'll be fine. And then you go over to here. That will also be fine. And you, donnez-moi another roundabout. I did all of this so that you can have one more spur. I was going to say it's an octo road now, but it's not. It is not an octo road. It is, in fact, a septo road. Very sad. It's a shame. Oh, well. You go down into there. That'll be fine. You know what? Oh, well, I was going to say you can have a friend, but now, whoo boy. Whoo, buddy. Listen, friendo. Why don't you come this way? There you go. Or even better, you do that. And you come up here, swing that way. Cool. So you two go that way. You three go that way. You two come here. You go there. Do you need help? You probably need help. Here, I have all the road in the world. Why don't we just draw another road? There we go. And you go up there. These pinks support that. That'll be cool. Is anybody mad? Let's see here. Well, this roundabout is just terrible. There's no way around that. Hey, you know what? Now that I have... give me another roundabout. That's fine. Now that I have this space here open, why don't I move motorway number 1 such that it does that? That'll be great. Seems like a good thing. In the meantime, you can go over to there. You can point that away. You 4 can fuck right off. So you're going to do that. That's going to be fine. You're going to keep this circle happy. Okay. You're okay. You're okay. You are okay. You are amazingly pretty okay. Cool. How are you doing? Not great. Why don't you have another road and you have another house? Okay, so you're going to be slightly more okay now. You're going to be slightly more okay now. Do I have a whole bunch of green guys anywhere? I do have a whole bunch of green guys somewhere. In fact, I have a whole bunch of green guys right here. Good morning, Sam. Let's see here. You, green guys, are going to come this way. And we're going to slap a roundabout right here about there. So you get into that. That'll be cool. And next, oh, hi. Give me another roundabout. Sure. You and you and you can go right down there. Hey, purple guys, how would you feel about turning and going this way, up into here, and then straight up there? Cool. So you do that. That'll be neat. That'll be peachy keen and hunky dory. You and you and you and you need to go up here, and then we'll traffic light right here so that you go up into that nonsense. That's fine. All right, now you go there. That's fine. I was going to do something stupid with these greens. What was I going to do with these greens? Oh, right, Octo Road. You are... I thought I had a spare motorway. I don't, in fact, have a spare motorway. Fuck. All right, that's fine. It's A-okay. So, let's take these broken wings and learn to fly again. I've got 50 road tiles and a bridge. Why don't you come down here, go down there. That'll be fine. Thank you. You go over to there. Why is this blue guy mad? Is it because I don't have any blue guys at all hooked up to the... Oh, that'll do it. Here, give me a road. Quickly. Here, just do that. Just go. You four, just go. You're a green guy who isn't doing anything. That's a problem. I didn't approve of you. Nobody approved a green guy that's not doing anything for this part of the road. Listen. Hey, look, green guys, do something. There. You go save that. You go save that. This is fine. All of this is fine. Why would any of this be considered not fine? This is fine. All right. You're okay. You're okay. You are kind of okay. This roundabout is killing everything. So, some measure of okay, I suppose. This orange is doing great. This orange is doing pretty okay. This orange could use some help. Well, let's give it some help because I can't help anything else. Might as well help this. You go up there. You go down there. You three houses support this. I like the wiggly woggly bridge. I'm glad you do, Busidu, because it's the bridge we've got. Listen, it's the bridge we've got. You need some help. Well, okay, why don't you pour that away? That'll be okay. Give me another tunnel, I guess. Do I have purples that ain't doing anything? I have plenty of purples that ain't doing anything. In fact, why don't you and you and you and you all come up to here, and you'll go up here, and I'm just going to awkward you right there. Yep, you just figure it out, folks. You'll be fine. I believe in you. They're fucked. So, ow. Nose itches. Let's see here. These greens are kind of okay. This roundabout is, oh boy. But I'm up over 2,300 on what was a no pausing run after I did like 1,200 on the daily challenge. So, is how it goes. We're just going to say this is how it goes and watch this purple circle die. Sad times. But hey, we got a good run. We told a good wrestling story. We got the Wordle in 3. There are worse ways to run a stream, right? I hope so. Tonight on Twitch, I am going to start the very last main story mission in Horizon Forbidden West. Does that mean we're finishing Horizon Forbidden West? I don't know. Maybe this mission takes 12 hours. Maybe this mission is, in fact, 9 missions. Maybe we get to see the thrilling conclusion of the plot of Horizon Forbidden West, which, oh boy. But that's going to be tonight, 5:30 Eastern, right here on Twitch. For the folks on YouTube, there will also be another episode of Horizon Forbidden West. We got plenty more of those for y'all on YouTube, so stick around for that. I hope to see you next time. I will be back again tonight, but also tomorrow for another edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways. Until then, thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.